Today I want to do some really powerful acupressure points with you for sleep. A lot of you have been reaching out to me to ask how you can improve your sleep. And the great news is that acupressure that can be done at home has a profound positive effect on your sleep, not only short term but long term. As an acupuncturist, it's one of my absolute top priorities to get people's sleep sorted, and everybody's sleep patterns are different and each sleep pattern is treated slightly differently. But when you combine a set of points that are particularly powerful, sort of combating all the different elements of reason why people don't sleep, you find that they have a profoundly positive effect very quickly actually. And the great news is they only take sort of 2 minutes per point. And I think I'm going to go through 6 with you. So it's a really short routine that if you add every day, at least for 5 days, you'll find that then doing it once a week as part of your routine at bedtime will be brilliant, and you will never look back. And not only will your sleep improve, but the quality of your sleep will improve. Which is so important. Like, you all know that sleep, any day you go without it, say if you have children and you get a night where they're really bad, you know, it's really hard to function. You become like a zombie. So sleep, when it isn't functioning properly, when you're not sleeping properly, all your different organs suffer. So your digestive system gets knocked out of balance. So that's a really important thing to get back in. You often find your mood will drop, becoming far more emotional and a lot more open to feeling short-tempered, anger, frustration, irritability. All those things become a lot worse when we're tired. We become a lot more vulnerable when we're tired emotionally as well. So it's just so important. The other thing is anyone that suffers from headaches, sinusitis, all those issues, I'm going to be doing a few points that really help all those as well. Pain, a lot of people find that when they're suffering from chronic pain, the minute that they lie down in bed, it just becomes all consuming. Their whole body just says, right, we're going to focus on all the pain that is currently riding through your body. So again, these points will help that. I'm using my crystal acuwands. You can get them on my website, but you can just use the pad of your thumb or your forefinger. Any point that you feel, any pad that you feel you're able to apply enough pressure will be fine. So let's begin with my first point, which in English is called Peaceful Sleep Point. So this is a really key extra acupressure point, and it's easy to find. So you can do both sides at the same time, which is great, because when you do both sides at the same time, you're getting a really lovely balancing effect. So let's get your head, okay? A lot of people find that they carry a lot of tension in their scalp. So if you have some hair, grab it and give it just a quick pull and release. Pull and release. Pull and release. It's lovely. Especially if you have high blood pressure, this is a really good exercise to do. So get the whole scalp, pull, release, pull, release. This is part of an Indian head massage treatment, and it's just beautiful. It stimulates all the nerve endings in the scalp. There's a load of points in the scalp as well that work on so many levels in the body. So let's get that going first. So if you don't have any hair, you can just give the scalp a rub with your fingertips as if you're washing your hair, okay, or lack of it. Okay, so give it a good rub around. Okay, so we've stimulated the head, and funnily enough, that will help you sleep. So this point, Peaceful Sleep Point, you find your earlobe, okay, both sides earlobe, your thumb behind your ear, and you'll find either side of the neck. Just place your finger behind the earlobe, okay, and move the fingers just behind the bony protrusion. So there's a bone here, and you'll feel there's a muscle you're going over, okay? It's like a line, and there's a dent. So it's a very, very easy point to find, because you can actually, your thumb will just fall into it, okay? So, and it's sore for most people. So behind the earlobe, you find there's a protrusion here, you just go behind it, Okay, and I'll put this up as a diagram as well. Most people find that the one side will feel a little bit more tender than the other. My left side is definitely more sore. This is a really good point for vertigo. So vertigo, headaches, neck pain, anything like that. So you've got another point behind it, which is gallbladder 20. So don't fall into that one. It's literally earlobe and just behind. Okay, I'm probably not showing you very well, but there you go there. Okay, and press in, breath in for me, and then breathe out. Apply more pressure on the out breath. Breathe in, and then breathe out, apply more pressure on the out breath. 2 minutes, breathe in, and breathe out. You can do this lying down with your head resting on the pillow and just placing your hands behind your head. This is a really good point to start with, okay? It calms the mind and it just gets you into the mode of sleep. So that's peaceful sleep point. Then we're going to go to another extra point on the body, which is called yin tang, which I've done on my other videos before, and it's directly on the midline of the body between the eyebrows. So here it is, okay? Again, do not use your nail, use your pad, or if you're like me, you can just use the tip of your acupressure wand, which really gets into it. It's fabulous. Okay, so in between the eyebrows, up the midline, you'll find that there's a nice tender point. Now yin tang is an incredible point for anxiety. So a lot of people have contacted me saying that they find it really hard to switch off at night, that their mind is overthinking, and as soon as they put their head on the pillow, their mind just goes into a tailspin of what they have to do tomorrow, what they shouldn't have done today, what they needed to do today. It's like constant blah 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 blah. So this point just brings you back to now. Calms the mind, it soothes the soul, and it is a fabulous point for both men and women, and it's just a real balancer of your emotions. So anyone that's going through a lot of stuff at the moment and finding it just so hard not to become overwhelmed, this is the point for you. It's a brilliant point for women if their periods are becoming very irregular, if their sleep is affected because of their hormones. Anyone that's going through IVF and that they find that as soon as they start on the certain hormones that their sleep just goes crazy out the window. This is a very safe and very powerful point. It's also fabulous for people that suffer from headaches, for sinusitis, because you're right on the upper sinus cavity here. And you can see that mine's already, I've literally just been pressing it with my AcuWand, and you can snap. So that is acupressure number 2, yin tang, okay? So we've done the 2 extra points on the head, and I've given you a diagram of those. These 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. If you're really enjoying them, just give them a little bit more time. But as you see, you will be left with a mark on your face, so just be aware of that. You're going to sleep, so you should be fine. Don't press with your nail. And like I said, it's a good sign. If you are suffering from sinuses, just give your body a little gentle massage at the same time. There's a lovely point here that calms the mind and helps sleep. So you can just add a little bit if you want, but otherwise we're going from peaceful sleep point, yin tang, and now we're going to go down to the wrists. Now anyone that's been for acupuncture with me will have had this point probably done on them, okay? So this is Heart 7. In Chinese medicine it's called Shenmen. So Heart 7 Shenmen is, as I've just showed you a little diagram, it's really easy to find. You get your hand and your pinky finger, travel all the way down to your wrist crease, and it's just sitting in here. I'm going to use my AcuWand here, and I can really feel that point. It's a very powerful point because it's just on the surface of the skin. So it's a easy one to find with your thumb, and you can really dig deep in there. Any area around the wrist, look, I've just literally done that for a second, and look at the red the blood response. Here's my dog, actually, she's come to help. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Okay, so this point, Shenmen, is fabulous for quality of sleep, and it's amazing for elderly patients. So it's really good as we progress and as we get older. This point, Shenmen, is just a miracle worker for sleep disturbances, especially with elderly patients that suffer with Alzheimer's or anything like that, where their sleep has become totally and utterly alien in its patterns. It's a brilliant point for anything with elderly people and sleep. So it's my go-to point. It is a brilliant point for teenagers that tend to be overthinking, overanalyzing, but it's just my go-to point for sleep in general anyway. So you can easily find this point, and as you can see, you'll probably get a little chi reaction like I have. I love using the AcuWand, but you can use your thumb, no problem. It's just a really good point. It's a really good way of showing you how these work, because I'm just putting a little bit of pressure and I'm breathing in and I'm pushing out on my out breath, and just I let go, I let go, I let go. Just really work with that one. Sometimes you can get a sensation travel up to the little finger, okay? And sometimes you can feel a little bit of a sensation coming down into the arm. That's perfectly fine. It's just showing you that this heart meridian that goes down your arm is working, it's switching on, it's engaging. And that's exactly what we need. A lot of people that have emotional issues, be it anxiety, panic attacks, this point is a really powerful point for you. And it's a really good point that I would use when I get very overwhelmed. So it's a point that you can do on children too. So you can give them a little gentle massage before they go to bed, and it just gives them that lovely calming feeling of just nurturing, relaxation and letting go. It switches the mind off. In Chinese medicine, the house of the mind is the heart, houses the mind. So it's really important that we clear the heart channel in order to get the mind to be soothed and to relax and to switch off. So really good point, working through these points, coming down to Shenmen. Now we're going to move down to the legs, okay? There's some really incredible points down here that we need to work on for sleep. So we have the kidney channel and we have the liver channel. And we're going to be working on both those for 2 points that will really help balance your sleep and get it really right on track. This point here, kidney 3, that I'm going to be showing you in a minute, there was a study, I think it was in 2014, that showed that when you did this point with the point that I've just showed you, the heart 7, on people that were middle-aged to elderly with hypertension, high blood pressure, that their blood pressure dramatically decreased, but also their sleep quality improved by using these 2 points together over the space of 2 weeks. So that's a really interesting study, and I'm not surprised because kidney 3 is just my go-to point for so many conditions in the body, but this is where it really comes into itself. It's a fantastic point for fear. Anyone that gets very fearful at the moment, which is totally understandable given the situation that we're all currently facing, it's a really good point to get going on. So this is the kidney channel. It starts down here, and we just simply guide our thumb behind the bony part of your ankle. So you're coming down and into here. Now I have a little bit of fluid retention around mine, as you can see. So this point is badly needed for me. It is a great point for any kidney issue, knee pain, back pain, menstrual issues, irregular menstruation, all those points. It's just fab, okay? So this point is easily found. You can do it like a crab claw if you're finding it hard to find initially. And then I'm going to go in with my AcuWand on the round tip, and I'm going to give it a really lovely gentle massage. And you can do it clockwise, anti-clockwise. This point, it doesn't really matter. I just want you to feel the pressure. You can go quite deep with this. I'm really stimulating this point now, and I can really feel what we call the chi reaction, which is the same feeling that you get when you're doing the needling, okay? And it can almost travel up the leg. If I point the wand this way, I can really get that, okay? So you're using your breath work with this for about 2 minutes. Okay, so if you don't have one of these, a thumb will do just fine. Okay, next we're going up to the spleen channel. Spleen 6 is not to be used in pregnancy, but other than that, it is absolutely fabulous, not only to improve your sleep, but the quality of your life. And I know that sounds a very dramatic statement to say, but it absolutely is. Okay, now we're going to do spleen 6. So not to be used during pregnancy, but other than that, this point is just about brilliant for everything. I love it. But for sleep, what it does is it calms the mind. It improves your sleep quality, and your general quality of life will improve with this point because it works on transporting and transforming fluids around the body. So it's getting your blood flow moving. It improves your digestive system. It stops sugar cravings. It's one of the best go-to points for stopping sugar cravings, and it gives you more energy in the morning. So it's a really good point for people that find it impossible to wake up, and your energy level should improve dramatically having used this point for a while. And I want you to give me feedback on that because I want to know if it's not working, because it always helps people that need it. So this is a great point for fluid retention as well. Okay, so it's not to be used, as I said, during pregnancy, but other than that, everybody else can try it. Spleen channel is very, very easy to find. And if it is not sore, you're not in the right place. So you're getting to your ankle on the inside of your leg. Okay, so this is my ankle bone, and I get to the top of my ankle and I place my 4 fingers above it, and I'm coming here with my thumb and I'm pressing in and under the bone here. Okay, excuse my tanned legs. This is Irish without a holiday skin right now. So here we go. This is very, very tender. A brilliant point for any menstrual problems at all. So if your sleep is being disturbed because of period cramps, because of joint pains, because of anything that is physically, like aches and pains, this is a really good point to soothe all the muscles in the body. I love it. It's one of my favorite points. I'm going to use my AccuWand on this one to really get in there. So use your breath, remember, and you can also point the energy up through to the leg. So you're wanting the sensation to travel slightly up. Okay, so breath in and breathe out. Let go. And every time, sometimes when it's really sore, like this is really sore for me right now, in your head or even outside, just say, I let go, I let go, I let go. And just let go of all that emotional stuff that you're holding on to that doesn't need to stay there anymore. Okay? A really, really, really useful point for overthinkers. Okay, last one. We're going to do liver 3. The liver channel is absolutely important to treat when there's any sleep issue. Okay, it's a really good point, liver 3, for unexplained insomnia. So suddenly, if you find yourself having always slept brilliantly, now you should check out with your doctor if your sleep just suddenly does become very irregular. But just for a while, if it has become an issue, this is the point I tend to use. And sure enough, it gets to the issue quite quickly. It's a great point, I find, for people that have brain fog. Okay, brain fog is when you wake up in the morning, especially where you just can't function without a cup of coffee, or you just feel like you have this cloud over you. Well, this point is fabulous. It's also a really good point for anyone that's suffering from frustration at the moment. And when they fall asleep, or when they're trying to fall asleep, they're getting more and more frustrated with their body. They're like, oh, for God's sake, why can't I sleep? Fabulous point. Brilliant point for headaches. Brilliant point for vertigo. Brilliant point for any menopause issue. Again, works so well with all the ones we've discussed. I love this point. It's a very easy point to use for acupressure, and you can do both at the same time. or one at a time. So if you're using an Acu wand, you do one at a time. And how you find it is you get your big toe and you just come down, and it's where the two bones meet. Okay, so here we go. I'm just in there now. Now with this point, you need to go deep to have any effect. And it's like almost releasing the pressure out of a valve. It works on that kind of level. So it's really important. I like to go anti-clockwise with my massage, but get the pressure first, get the point first before you start moving your finger. Does that make sense? Now I love to use the pointed end of my wand, and I really get in there. Now this is a great point for those that suffer from tendinitis, any tension in the back, neck and shoulders. This is just a fabulous point to really get in there. Use your breath work with this one. It's such a good point to get rid of anger. So anyone that's just finding that their short fuse is literally like me doing homeschooling this morning, anyone that just finds that they're just getting, this is the point to use. Okay, so I love doing this one when you're in bed, sitting up slightly. Do both sides, always do both sides of your feet. And it's a great point to finish with because it's a very grounding point. And sometimes when I've done both sides for about 2 minutes, I just lie down into my bed and just feel the body, check in, and then let go. So imagine, as you can, the body just relaxing into the bed, being absorbed into the bed. So those are the points for you to try. Please give them a go and let me know how you get on. So 2 minutes on each point, 3 minutes if you feel like it. Make sure you do both sides. Don't worry if you haven't got an Acu wand, use your thumbs or get someone else to do it for you. So you can take it in turns if you have a partner that's also suffering from sleep problems. It's a really good combination to do for stress. Even if your sleep is okay, it's a brilliant combo to do for that. To be honest, all those points will help everybody in some way, shape or form. You cannot do any harm, just don't use them in pregnancy, the Spleen 6. Come back to me if you have any issues. Remember that I have the YouTube channel, Katie Murphy, Clonmel Acupuncture, and that has some really lovely guided meditations and they work beautifully with the acupressure. So you could do the acupressure first and then go on to do the meditations. And it's lovely. It's just a beautiful way just to get into that lovely healthy sleep pattern. So it's finding a sleep pattern that works for you and that you can just relax and look forward to going to bed rather than dreading it. Okay. Make sure that when you've done all that, get the Wi-Fi away from you. No disturbances. Don't let your phone start pinging in the night when you're trying to sleep. Get some really beautiful oils, some essential oils. I can make a blend for you. It's on the website, the 3 Elements of Healing. Sleep with essential oils is just fabulous. And if you do have a roll on of my oils, you can use them on each of the points that I've just shown you. You can roll them on and then apply pressure. They work beautifully on the meridians, so especially down in the feet. Fab. So if you have them, use it for that. Okay, it's fabulous. Any questions, come back to me. You can comment on this below or send me an email or a WhatsApp. Take care and I hope this works.